What's up, Semantic Mastery Minders? This is Paul Facey, and I'm doing this video just to help out and to share with all the members here of how I personally set up and manage my Facebook notifications and updates, so everything is streamlined and it doesn't really become too much of a distraction or become too cumbersome for me to manage. As you can see here, I'm on my Facebook groups page. Once you log in, you can just go to facebook.com/groups. Okay, or if you're on your home screen in your Facebook account, it'll be right here on the left hand side where it says explore, and then you click on groups. It'll take you to the same place. Okay, and I'll come back to this here in a short second. By the way, let me just do it while I'm at it. So before I even begin, I want to give a special thank you to the guys at Semantic Mastery for the great work that they've been doing. Here we go. On the groups page, we click on the cog icon, right, and we see we have edit notification settings. We can leave group if you don't want to, and you want to add to favorites. Now if you add to favorites, what that does, it put it on the left hand side of this or the sidebar area of your group in your Facebook homepage, and this is what I'm talking about right here. It'll be right under shortcuts. They change it and they labeled it shortcuts. So these are all the groups that are added to your favorites. And if you add more than what's allowed to be shown here, then you'll have to obviously scroll down to see more, right? The tool that I'm using to manage and help streamline everything is Thunderbird, right? It's just another email client similar to Outlook or even Outlook Express for those who go way back. But that's the tool that I use to manage all my emails. Because then I have everything in just one interface, so I don't have to go switching back and forth between email accounts and all that. So right here we could start setting things up. So we could go to edit notification settings. If we click on this, first you want to go and add it to your favorites, right? And then what I'll go ahead and do is going to click on the edit notification settings. That's going to bring this up, and by default I think it's going to be set to highlights, right? And that means only posts that have a lot of engagement and stuff like that on there, or friends posts. It's just what it says. Alright, so you want to change that to all posts. That means every post that goes into Semantic Mastermind, it'll be go to your notifications, and we're going to set that up later on. And then you want to go ahead and save changes. Next we want to go to our notification settings, and we could do that from right here, but you want to make sure you save changes first, right? Changes have been saved, and then you just go back here and you could click on it again, and then we could go to our notification settings. From here it'll take us to the same place as if you were to do it from the drop down menu here. You go to settings and then go to notifications. Both will take you to the same place, right? So once we're here, we see that all notifications and sounds, we have them on within Facebook, right? Within the online interface of Facebook. Now then we have email notifications. Now you can see I have it set for all notifications. So this is what we want to customize, right? So we're going to go in and edit, and by default I think it's going to be set to this. So first we want to go ahead and change that. We want to go ahead and change it to all notification accept the ones you unsubscribe from, and you'll see how that works out in a minute. So I have that turned on, and then I go down and you can see these are going to be all on by default, so I turn them off, right? Turn all of these off. And desktop and mobile, nothing much going there. We just everything I have turned off. And you could turn on the Chrome notification if you want to. I don't, because that's too much distraction for me. And text message, I have it on, but I have nothing checked. Okay, so this is what we're mostly interested in. And you could also turn off and on the video settings, notifications, and others, right? So I have that on, and I have email notifications about offers. You could turn that off, because I'm not going to be messing around with that. Alright, so now we come over into our Facebook, our email client, and in this example I'm using Thunderbird, and the same will work for Outlook or any other email client that you might be using, right? And if you're using Outlook.com, the same principle would apply, but it'll be called, instead of I think it'll be called the same. It'll be called the same thing in there, which is filters. So the process will be almost the same. So we're gonna go here and go. First, you want to go to the email account that's tied to your Facebook account, and in here, what I did was I clicked on that inbox and I created a new folder, and I titled it Facebook, as you can see here. And let me just move this down, right? And then I clicked on the Facebook folder and I created a new subfolder, right? So why don't we do this together? I'm going to go ahead and create a new subfolder that's called Semantic Mastery, right? And then it's going to be a subfolder there, and I'm going to go ahead and click create. Now I'm going to scroll down and you're going to see the folder there, and I need to rename it. Okay. Alright. So now I'm going to go back up to the Facebook folder, and you see here I have this particular, okay, let's focus on this one. This particular notification came in from the Semantic Mastery Mastermind Facebook group. So what I'm going to do is going to set it up so whenever a notification or a response to a notification or anything regarding a notification comes into my email, it gets sent to a specific folder. So what you want to do is go and click on, you want to right click on where it says to, not the reply to, but the to field, and that's going to, when you hover over it, that's going to give you the name of the group, and you'll have some random numbers at groups.facebook.com. In Thunderbird, and I'm using, by the way, I'm using the older version of Thunderbird, so it might look different from yours. I'm using one of the older versions simply because I have some add-ons that if I upgrade to the latest version, they won't work. Okay, so I right click and you create a filter from, right? That's going to pop up this box, and we're going to move that over here. It's already checked with the email address that is coming from. So whenever a notification comes in that's sent to this particular email address or group address, it'll be sent to this folder. I'm going to name this filter Semantic Mastermind for the sake of this video. And what I normally do is I want to match any of the following, just in case if I want to go ahead and add another notification, another set of notification to this particular group. I can do that where it's going to match any of them, right? So we want to leave it as from, where the from is this particular, I'm sorry, not the from, with the to. So we're going to change that from the from to. So anything comes in that's to this particular address, we're going to add it to this particular filter. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave this at the default. We're going to move messages to, right? And then we're going to select that folder. So I'm in that email account, which is Paul Facey, right? And I see I'm in the inbox, and then we have the folders, and then we have the subfolders beneath. So I'm going to go down to the Facebook, that's the folder. I'm going to go down to Semantic Mastery, which is the subfolder, which is right here. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to click on OK. Now it pops up with this, with all, see how pops up with all the other rest of the filters that I have. So I'm going to make sure I have that one selected, right? Then I could either go ahead and run this right now from here, but in order for me to do that, I'll have to change this from the inbox, because the messages are not in my inbox, they're in the Facebook subfolder. So I would have to scroll down to the Facebook and go over to the subfolder, which is the Semantic Mastery, which will be this one right here, right? And then I will click Run Now, and what that will do, it'll pull every notification or every post from this particular Facebook folder into the Semantic Mastery bin. And just to clarify, the reason why all of these, I'm not going to do this right now, I'm going to cancel out of this. So the reason why all of these notifications didn't end up into my inbox, obviously you can figure it out, is because I created a filter that whenever anything comes in from Facebook, it goes into the Facebook folder, right? So in your situation, it'll probably go into your email, your default inbox. Okay, so just to go back on the last point I just made, so basically what I did was, first you created a subfolder. You create a subfolder in your email account, right? So you'll go in and you create a folder here. You could title it whatever you want, or you could just do the same thing and just title it Facebook, and then have everything regarding Facebook go into that, into each individual subfolders or corresponding subfolders beneath that, right? Now that we've done that, if I were to go ahead now and go to filters and bring up back the filter and make sure the Semantic Mastermind is checked, right? And then I'm going to go and select the folder that I want it to go to, which is the Semantic Mastery, which is a subfolder of the Facebook. So I'm going to select that one, and if I hit Run Now, it's going to move every one of those messages over. So I click on Run Now, okay, and it didn't work. And it's good that that happened, so that way I could show you what the problem was. You might have picked up on my mistake already. So it is not yet in the Semantic Mastery folder, obviously, because we just created that. So you go ahead and select the folder, because this is where the messages are. So you select the Facebook folder and go up and choose this folder, right? Because that's where the message is currently. Now if I go ahead and click Run Now, then it should move everything over. Sweet. So now if I go down to the semantic mastery, then there we see we have brand new, we have 6 emails or 6 notifications, right? So just to recap, I'm using Thunderbird. First, we're in our settings, we go to our notifications, and we go to email. We'll make sure this is turned on, and I turn everything off, all of these, because I don't want to be getting all these friend requests. I need to, when you turn these off, you'll see them within the online platform of Facebook. Then we go over to our Thunderbird or email client that we're using, and we select the main account that's tied to our Facebook profile. Right click, select new folder, name it whatever you want. In this case I named mine Facebook, right? Then we're gonna go into that folder that you created. You don't have to choose a subfolder if you don't want to, but it will be recommended, because that way you could streamline everything on Facebook, not just what comes in from Semantic Mastery, but anything that you deem that's important to you. So then from that point we'll go over, and let's say for example, if I wanted to say, if I didn't have a filter set up for this one, local client takeover, I would just go ahead and right click on it and create a filter from, right? And I give it a name, and it has to be a unique name. I select match any of the following and not the from, so we're going to select the to. So any email that comes in sent to this address, right? And we want to not contains but is, and then we'll move the message, and then we'll go ahead and select the subfolder that you created. In my case it's called Facebook, right? And if you did create a subfolder, you would select the corresponding subfolder, obviously, and then you would click on OK, right? Once you've done that, then you will go to tools and you do message filters. That will pop up, and the one that you just created will be highlighted. If it's not, you just go ahead and highlight it, and you could run the selected filter on folders now, so that you will have to navigate to the folder that you created. In this case it would be the Facebook, because that's where the message would be lying or located, and you choose that folder, and then you will hit run now, right? So what if you did not go ahead and choose to run now? What if I didn't choose to go here, select the filter and do the run now? Well, you could do it another way. You could go to tools, you go to message filter, no, not message filters, sorry, you go to run filters on folder, and check this out. This is going to be really neat. So I'm going to go message filters, run filter. I'm on the folder that I'm interested in sorting and organizing everything. So in this case it's the Facebook. I'm going to go ahead, make sure I'm on that folder, and select run filters on folder. And if I do that, then everything start going to its intended location. And as you can see, the numbers are going down and down and down, and all these just start popping up with new notifications. See, everything is just start popping up. And then depending on how many notifications you have in your particular folder, obviously it's going to determine how long it takes. Alright, so hopefully that this video wasn't too confusing, and if it is, I'll try to answer any questions or do a follow-up, make it more clear if needed, but hopefully you get the gist of it. So that's how I manage and streamline everything when it comes to Facebook. And as you can see, all the groups, everything is just in one location, so it's there whenever I need it. I don't have to go looking all over the place. Everything, I just find whatever I need, and I'm done, in and out. Oh, one more thing before I go. If you want to unsubscribe from a particular post, in every email in the bottom, let me move my camera down, you see you have an unsubscribe link. Or you could just go back into your Facebook notification, and for that group you just turn off the notifications for that particular group. Alright, hope that helps. Best of luck, guys.